Hi, I'm Dave Chawner. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is a quick outline of a 6-week comedy course that I've created in order to teach people stand-up as a hobby in order to help them recover from mental ill health. Now that's something that I do have personal experience of. I developed anorexia when I was about 16, 17. And for a long time I didn't realise that I had a mental illness. And then when I did realise, I couldn't really explain it to anyone because I was never given the communication tools in order to explain emotions. Finally, when I did realise that I needed to get help, I was scared to, because everyone talked about recovery as taking the anorexia away, and it had become a disease coping mechanism over time. In the same way that some people might use drink or drugs, I used restriction. So recovery seemed to me that I'd got everything to lose and nothing to gain. And that's where this course comes in order to give participants something back.
I'm happy and lucky to say that I was treated at the Maudsley Hospital for 2.5 years, and since then I've done shows about my anorexia, mental health and recovery, because stand-up was integral to my recovery. Since then, everything that I do tries to use comedy to cope in order to pay it forward and help other people. Whether that's my TED Talk, where I use humour in order to express what it's like living day to day with anorexia, or the show that I took to the Edinburgh Fringe to celebrate mental health rather than looking at mental illness, or talking on various radio shows using humour to change the tone around mental health. Similarly with TV interviews, talking about the importance of early intervention and using comedy to make dry public health messaging more interesting and entertaining to a larger group. And finally, the book, which draws on everything and places comedy front and centre as a sustainable, healthy, and vital coping mechanism that enabled me to recover. Stand-up helped build my confidence, my communication and my connection with other people. It literally gave me a platform to stand up for myself, and I want to do that for other people. As you can see, there's a huge interest in using comedy for recovery, and after coronavirus and lockdown and everything after, there's a real need to find low-cost, high-impact methods of dealing with mental ill health. This model helps equip students with new skills for personal but also professional life, meaning that the skills learned will last long after the course is finished. It uses peer support to build lasting friendships and changes the way that people see services. This is a 6-week course of 1 hour per week plus homework. It can be done either in person or more likely via video link, meaning that it's very flexible, easy to adapt and can be done anywhere in the country. I want to be clear that the aim of this course is not to make the next famous stand-up, but it's to teach stand-up as a hobby which will last long after treatment, and introduce the idea of humour as a positive, sustainable coping mechanism. So to break that down a little more simply, this helps participants to think about identity and as a cathartic way that they can reinvent themselves on stage. This can also be an outlet for emotions and a safe space in which to articulate them. Communication will also come in during joke writing, and this breeds into a larger narrative of emotional awareness and resilience tools. Working together on their various sets not only encourages peer support, but it'll help combat isolation and social anxiety. Performing will also build their confidence, self-worth, and positivity that life after recovery can be and should be fun. Now, of course, there's got to be careful and strict safeguarding. There's going to be no numbers and nothing triggering. I want to point out that I'm not an expert, so I'd request that there's a trained healthcare professional in the sessions. There's also going to be a short questionnaire in advance to see if we need to accommodate any special needs. I'm going to teach people how to safely engage in comedy while avoiding any content that might glorify, encourage or promote disordered behaviour. Comedy's about making yourself vulnerable in order for people to accept who you are rather than who you want to be. The course teaches you to celebrate difference by building emotional intelligence and introducing humour as a positive, sustainable coping mechanism. By working with a group, it can help combat isolation, but also develop professional skills such as presentation skills, public speaking. It also helps students demonstrate how to express themselves and nurtures creativity by giving different approaches to problems. This uses mixed methods including games, tutorials, videos, group projects, presentations, homework. All of this accumulates into an ongoing project that doesn't finish when the 6 weeks ends. In summary, this is a unique course that helps build confidence, communication and emotional intelligence. It uses peer support to help participants express themselves and develops vital reframing skills for after treatment. It also nurtures personal and professional growth while engaging people with recovery, especially hard to reach groups such as men, BAME communities and more mature patients, and potentially even change the way that the general public think about services, namely that recovery is fun. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I do hope this is of interest. If you'd like to get in touch, please email me on info@davechorner.co.uk.